have your fear, which might become reality. And you have Godzilla, which is reality.
I'm sick of Godzilla.
Wake up, everyone!
There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
We're safe enough. No human being can understand that. The monsters on Monster Island can understand it.
Whether he returns or not, or is never again seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain.
2 weeks in a row, you might ask. How did this happen? Hey, we have to talk about Godzilla Day. It happened this Sunday, and we can't let 2 weeks go by without talking about Godzilla Day. So here we are. Jay, what's up, dude?
Hey, happy belated Godzilla Day and other things that have happened this week. We don't need to mention those. But yeah, it would be really bad. I think it would be bad optics if we waited to our normal schedule for recording to talk about Godzilla Day, because it's such a, I mean, not only Godzilla Day, like November 3rd itself, but there was some big news coming out a couple days before, and there's all this other really cool stuff. And, you know, we just want to make sure to talk about it, at least in like that nice, you know, week period, you know, before it gets to the, you know, when you get to the diminishing returns there.
Before it doesn't matter and people are forgetting about it. And like, I don't know if you have any pickups this week. All right. Well,
I do.
Fuck it, man.
I got some good stuff, man.
I just have one thing, and I'm just going to say it because I don't have it with me, but Matt Bush sent me a Godzilla shirt, really cool shirt. I don't have it to show it off. It's in the other room, but
well, you can wear it next week or next recording.
I will. Yeah.
I love that.
I'm going to wear it next recording. Thank you.
Good job, Matt.
Yeah. But listen, we're going to do pickups, and then basically we're just going to do an episode kind of like last week, except just all Godzilla Day stuff. I don't think there's much other. That's it. That's what we're going to talk about. That we'll talk about the short.
Yeah. The Godzilla. We'll talk about all the Godzilla Day releases. The short, obviously, which, you know, we talked about the trailer before, but I love talking about these. I love that these things exist. Mm-hmm. We can talk about the other big news that kind of was the days before Godzilla Day, that little whole thing about, you know, maybe there's another movie coming out, little thing. And then there was a few releases that were really cool from Hobby Round 31 in Japan, which I know most of that stuff kind of is focused on like model kits and a lot of kaiju stuff, but like model kit stuff. But there was some cool stuff from Marasan, had a couple exclusive releases, and Shima X and some other ones. And then we could just get right into the Godzilla Day stuff from there. But it was a really good Godzilla Day. Yeah, a
lot of cool stuff. The short was, I love the shorts.
Me too.
So much. I rewatched today. I actually did a Jay, I don't know if you know, but my day job, I'm a tattoo artist.
No way.
And today, my appointment was I did a Gigan tattoo.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if you saw it, but it's pretty great. Final Wars Gigan. And I was talking to my client about Gigan, and I was like, hey, did you watch that? Did you see the short with the Gigan Rex? They had no idea what I was talking about, which is fine. But when I got home today, I rewatched the Megalon short and the Gigan short, which then led me into watching about an hour of Godziban.
Oh, yes.
Which is amazing, Jay. I want to talk about that for a minute because I don't know if you've ever sat down and watched any of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it. There's a good bit of it.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when it first started, but it's like it's really hard to watch it when you have no idea what they're saying at all. But I watched just a couple random episodes. I was like, oh, let me watch this episode with Gigan's family in it.
Yeah, the Gigan family is the best.
With Gigan's hot mom. And then but then I watched this other episode where Gigan fought Ghidorah, where the Dorats showed up, formed Ghidorah, and then killed Gigan. And then I watched this episode with Jet Jaguar helping little Godzilla get coconuts out of a tree. But then I watched the episode with Biollante, and like Biollante eats Godzilla, Minya, and little Godzilla. But when Biollante eats them, they then become like the head of tendrils, and all together they fight Death Ghidorah. And I was like, hold on, I thought, what is happening? And then they all talk to each other. They all have great voices.
Oh yeah.
Hedora has a little kid, and they're walking around with like the big hats and like kimonos and a sword. And I'm like, hold up. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I want subtitles. Yes. I want it on physical media. And I need them to keep making the toys because all of the designs, all the puppets are amazing.
They are. And I like that Marasan has tapped into the sculptor of the puppets to do some of their releases. We have the Godzilla that was for the 100th anniversary of Marasan, and they have the Destroya coming out as well. That's all by the Gojiban, and then Busca. They've done the Busca as well with the Gojiban style, which is so awesome. I agree. I think that's one of the properties and pieces of media that people are just clamoring for. A subtitled version. I know, like, is it the first couple episodes they have a subtitled release?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah,
but it is great. Yeah, when the Hedora one, I don't know. I didn't know anything about the story, just the images and stuff. I think of like they're like traveling like Ronin. They look like just these like samurai with their.
Well, the episode I watched with them, they're like in the background and they're like watching Godzilla, and they never make themselves known, and at the end of the episode they say something and then they both fly off, and I'm like, I wish I knew what was, but like all the designs are great. There's kaiju, there's new kaiju being introduced in the show. There's like a different version of Rodan. I forget what the name is, but I know
it's his brother. Is it did they do like the Rodan and Radon, like the original one? I think.
But it's like one's a baby, and then one looks like the original Rodan, and then there's like
Bogan's in it too, right? Isn't Bogan? Then they do a Bogan puppet.
Yep. And then Gigan literally has his mom, his dad. He has an older sister, and he has a younger sister. And all of the designs are insane looking. They're really cool. And I'm just like, man, all of this new stuff, I would love to have figures of all of it. That's what's crazy to me. Like the fact that Gigan Rex was a year ago and the only thing that ever came out was that Bandai figure. Like that design is so cool. There's just so much here that I want.
And for Gojiban, the only Bandais they've released are the Godzilla minion, Little Godzilla, and then the Anguirus and the Rodan and the egg, right? Yeah, those two. Okay. Yeah, there's so many.
And that's it. And they're great. Those are great little figures, but like I watched about an hour of it today. I watched maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and it feels like every kaiju's there. And I'm like, fucking Death Ghidorah is in this? Yeah. It's like, hold on. They're like pulling
they're tapping into Rebirth of Mothra.
Yeah, they're pulling in other stuff. So I was like, man, I need to sit and watch this and see what else. And the fact that they're all practical puppets, they look really good. The style that they're in is really great. And the when the Biollante shows up, I don't know what the story is, but there's like a girl, like a human girl who has the tentacles all over her, and she has like the Biollante rose in her hair. But then Biollante shows up, and they do the rose form, and Death Ghidorah sets her on fire, and she disintegrates, and then comes back as the beast mode, and but they look so good.
Yeah, they
just look so good. Whoever's designing and making all the puppets, the stylization is great. I just love it.
And the video, the clip that you sent me with the tendrils with the heads of the Godzillas on it is like hilarious, creepy, amazing. Like it is just truly like when you're watching, like what, but like in the best possible way. The best possible way.
Well, dude, the Gigan, the episode I watched with Gigan and Ghidorah fighting, I was like, oh, this is not. I mean, this is a kid show, but this is a little more intense than I thought it would be. Like they, it's all silly, but once they start battling, I was like, this is no different than watching a show or film. Yeah. I was like, this is the same. It's like, Ghidorah is like biting Gigan's neck and you hear all the noises. I was like, this is kind of rough for like a kid's cartoon. Yeah. And then you think Gigan's dead, like Ghidorah kills him, the light in his eye goes out, and he's not moving anymore. And then little Godzilla's crying over his body. And I was like, did they just kill Gigan? But he wakes up at the very end of the show. But I was like, oh, this is like watching an old Godzilla movie. This is so good. Except they're all talking to each other.
Yeah, that's the best part. I mean, oh, it's so funny. Well, I'm glad. Like I said, I will be excited when that gets released, or somebody does a fan subtitle of it that's available. It's just too good and too quirky and weird to not have more accessibility for us. Yeah,
luckily, like it's all high quality on YouTube. Like you can just season 3, it's just there. But I can't understand any of it. But Jay, what we got? You want to do some pickups?
We got Kaiju pickups. Oh, what a glorious day! Oh, Kaiju pickups with our host Jacob and Jay. Rock on! Yes!
Yeah, the first one I got is it's the only one that's not like a licensed property, it's not like a tokusatsu thing, but it's definitely soft vinyl, it's definitely Safubi, it's definitely designer toy, and it's something that like would fit into a lot of like those 70s kid-centric tokusatsu shows. And so this is from is it Himitsu Keikaku, which I think translates like secret plan, and this is Thumping Monster Splash Splash, which is amazing. And this was a leftover from Gam Jam up in Portland, and I got this one on the Goopy Gravy site. So this is freaking amazing. Here he is, Thumping Monster Splash Splash. Look at this guy.
Love it.
This is the navy blue version. I think there's 2 or 3 of the colorways. But it just looks like it should be in one of those, Robotech or whatever those Japanese eyes. It's so great. But I absolutely love this guy. The next one I got out of from our good buddy Mark Nagata, who we love. Now this was a part of his collection that he was just kind of selling off some things. He probably has 19 of these, and so he's like, I got to get rid of the 19th. Can only have 18. But from Ultra 7, this really cool Marmot Alien Shadow, and I love Alien Shadow, and I love this guy. And this is from Marmot, and the reason I love this one is it comes with his little gun, his little alien gun, and he'll go great in my Ultra 7 cube.
I like his like sort of skull face. Nose. Yeah.
It, I would say like Alien Shadow's definitely not in the tier 1 of Ultra 7 baddies, but he's it's an image that people recognize and they, that's an Ultra 7. It's probably in that next tier of aliens from there, but it's a really good figure, and I love this one so much. It's really great. Look at that.
Yeah,
so cool.
That's awesome.
Also from our good buddy Mark Nagata, but this one is from his own line. And, I'm loading up on a lot of Max toy stuff, a lot of Captain Max. Well, I love their minis. They do really great, the minis. And he gave me another, this is a clear blue mini Izon. Love this guy because it has a little like yellow in a gold interior paint that you can barely see. It looks so good. And I have a set of the minis that has its Izon, Tripus, and Drazaron, and it comes with little buildings. And so this will be cool to be in that little set. Destroying some more buildings.
That's cool.
The ones I have there actually are painted by Max. So this is cool because this is Mark's, but this is really, really a cool piece.
Yeah.
And I love translucent. The next one comes from our good buddies over at Creature Bazaar. We love lots of stuff that Creature Bazaar does. And this was one that when we saw it, when they released it, we were like, holy moly, like how they got the actual license from Rankin and Bass to do Mechanicon. And I finally got this bad boy in.
This came quick, huh?
Yeah. This is the one. Look at this guy. It's about 4.5 inches tall, so it's on the smaller side, but it is the personality they pack in this. I mean, the sculpt is beautiful. It's brilliant. I absolutely love this guy. I know they sold some here. I think they're going to have some at Decon. They had some at I think Superfest in Japan. One of the more recent festivals, they had some over there, but this guy is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. Love Mechanicon. and they just did a wonderful job. And it's a cool size. It's a really cool size. And especially for the price point, very, very affordable, really cool stuff. CB Creature Bazaar did a great job. Congrats. This is really awesome.
Yeah, they're killing it.
So the next things I got, okay, so do you remember a couple shows ago, I got, because I wanted to get the Skeleturtle, I got that egg from 1UP that had Mothra, and it had the Skeleturtle in it and Mothra larva. Yeah. And the Mothra larva, you could actually, if you want to, you can cut the holes in the egg with like a crafting knife, and you could actually take the Mothra larva apart, which I did. Here's the rest of the body, and you can put the egg, the face coming out of the egg. Well, there's there's another hole here. Like, oh, we need another Mothra. So you have to buy the Godzilla 64.
Oh, that's from smart.
That comes with the Mothra that attaches to his tail, that hangs on his tail. So you just take the tail off, and then you can put this one in the egg, and you have the twin Mothras. You have Skeleturtle, and now I have my Mosugoji, so I can do a little Mothra versus Godzilla setup now. So I was able to. Amazing. Yeah, really cool, really cool. So, and it's funny. I was thinking, I love 1UP. We talk about 1UP a lot, and they do a lot of really cool stuff. Have a lot of cool pieces. That's actually the only 1UP piece that I own.
Oh,
yeah, I was actually kind of shocked by that. The other thing I got was, this is one I've been looking for a while, and I was able to snag it. It wasn't on my top 10 list, but it would definitely be in the honorable mention. And you know me, I love Marmot and I love Monster Heaven, and I always go back and forth between my favorite Godzilla suit is 89 and 68. Well, I don't have a Godzilla 68 Marmot Monster Heaven, but I do now. So I was able to pick up this Monster Heaven Marmot Godzilla 68. I love this guy so much. This is it's so cool. I
love the color on that with the yellow in the eyes.
Yeah, and it's a black vinyl. And they have the blue metallic one. They actually have a little bit of brown spray in here that just adds a little bit of highlight. You can kind of see it there how the light hits it. It's really cool. It's a beautiful piece. They did a wonderful job on this, and it's going in my favorite Monster Heaven Marmot piece shelf I have over there. And then the last thing I got, I maybe you got this one as well. I don't know, or maybe a different variant of it from Mondo.
I don't know. Oh,
that just shipped. The
mine hasn't come in yet.
Okay. So I'll spoil it, but
go for it.
I did get the All Monsters Attack 3-pack, the original, the first release, the original color. So there's Godzilla, and there's this freaking amazing Gabara.
Look at that fucking guy.
I mean, it's
can't
so
believe
good.
There's a Gabara toy out there.
And this awesome, silly, just fun Minya. Love this one. I mean, I really want. I mean, I wish we could get the likeness for Ichiro, because then we need an Ichiro now.
We could just bootleg one.
I know, right? Well, I told one of the episodes that you were out that I was doing with Chaz and Ryan. One of the festivals had this alien Paralinga, which is from Ultraman and or 7, and the kid that's in that episode. They actually M1 did a release from it, or Marmot, one of the two. I think it's Marmot, and he kind of has the school attire, and you could like totally buy him customized and like get a yellow hat, and then he's Ichiro. So yeah, amazing stuff. But anyway, so those are my pickups. Really fun stuff from Creature Bazaar, Marmot, 1UP, Himitsu, Keikaku. It's just really fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get that Mondo set. Probably it will probably come in tomorrow.
I totally forgot.
Did you forget something?
My big pickup, because I've moved it to the side because it's a little bit bigger than these guys. Oh my gosh. You love Shin Godzilla, right? You love Shin. You have a lot of Shin stuff. I love the film. I don't have a ton of Shin Godzilla toys. And it's just it's just, even though I love the Sun Guts one, I just haven't had a lot of aesthetics on a lot of the Shin toys that just fit my collection.
Right.
But I love Shin Godzilla. Until now. You have the Marasan Shin Godzilla, the 350, the fourth form, and I love that sculpt. I really did. I was waiting for a colorway that spoke to me, and of course, they come out with this guy, this bubblegum pink vinyl with this metallic blue and silver spray, on the side, and I mean, I even like the blue on the fingernails and everything. It's just perfect. It's just I love it, and I love this sculpt, and I knew I was gonna get it eventually. I just waited for the right color. Yeah,
that is good. Matches your hat.
Oh yes, it does. Look at that. Didn't even think about that. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's a good toy. I love that one that I got from you.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites. It's great.
Cool. Sorry, my dog is literally outside our door. The door shut, and she's literally like crying. So I had to text text my better half for her to come let her in here.
Come get the dog.
Yeah. So I was not like bored by the conversation. That's not why I was looking off to my phone.
You're good, dude. You're good. We're all slaves to our phone, like
we are,
okay.
and our pets,
Exactly. Jay, I'm just honestly surprised you have that many good pickups in 1 week. We did this a week ago.
Well, a lot of these literally came like the day after we recorded.
Okay, yeah.
100%.
Well, Jay, I got to tell you, so I got the Mondo thing coming. Other than that, I haven't really, it's kind of playing it low. But
yeah,
I did enter a lottery pretty recently, and I won it. And it is
what you win.
Not well. It's a Safubi, but it is not Godzilla. It's not a kaiju.
Okay.
But it is. Do you remember the Godzilla I showed off, which I also won on a lottery, the blue one, and he's cooking?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
It's by them. It's by that same company. They put out this really insane Jason Voorhees Safubi.
I was not expecting that. Yeah.
It's crazy looking, Jay. It's just crazy looking. And recently, kind of because of Mondo, I've been getting, how it happes with Godzilla collectors. You start off with a lot of NECA and Bandai and regular, like random stuff, and you start getting Safubi, and then you kind of filter through your collection, and everything becomes Safubi.
Pretty much.
I love horror movie. I love horror movie stuff. I don't know if you can tell. This is all Jaws stuff behind me right here. But Mondo has started doing like horror movie Safubi. You know what? I definitely have. I've never showed those off here. I guess I could have, but Mondo has put out the Michael Myers Safubi, and I bought the regular like 9-inch one, and then they also put out these things they call vessels, where it's like a Safubi jack-o'-lantern.
Yes, I've seen them.
You open it up, and then there's a smaller Michael Myers inside. I also got one of those, but I was like, well, now I want horror movie Safubi stuff. So
naturally,
I know Mondo's going to continue that line, but then these guys put up this Jason, and it's so crazy looking. It's so insane. It's like really silly. You'll see whenever it comes in. But I was like, I saw it at first, and I was like, nope, I'm on a spending freeze. I can't buy this. And then I just kept looking at it, Jay, and I was like, I will get so annoyed if this isn't in my collection. So I entered the lottery.
And if somebody gets it as well, that makes it even worse.
So
joking.
So I got it. It should be on its way to me soon.
Nice.
But dude, also I think it's Medicom is coming out with a Gremlins Safubi set. Have you seen
Unraku and Saku?
Is it Unraku?
Yeah, it's Medicom and
Unraku.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have all
it looks
of the,
good. It
dude,
looks good too.
I have all of the NECA Gremlins.
Yeah.
I have the whole. I try to be a completist.
Yeah.
On NECA Gremlins, I'm missing some things, but I have in my hallway a whole detolf of Gremlins.
Yeah.
None of them can stand upright. But I was like, oh, should I get the Safubi Medicom Gremlins and get rid of my NECA Gremlin collection and just keep the Safubi collection going? I don't know if I can do that, because there's some really, really great NECA has. I know I just made fun of the fact they don't stand, but the NECA Gremlins are amazing, and I really love them. So I don't know if I could get rid of them, but man, it's like everything I like is getting Safubi versions.
Safubi eyes.
So it's hard.
Well, and also on the Gremlins, they have the Gremlin that comes with the mini Gizmo. And then they have a Gizmo full-size one as well.
Okay. Okay, so there's 3 total. There's
but I think the Gremlin, the mini one comes with the Gremlin. I think so. There's 2.
He comes with Stripe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, I mean, they're awesome. I mean, they're like, they could be like your Gremlin primed, and all the NECAs could like worship him.
I just like the idea of a Safubi collection of, horror movie stuff. Like, I don't know what NECA's gonna, NECA so far, not NECA, Mondo so far has done the Michael Myers, and they've released a couple of the werewolf, American Werewolf in London Safubi, which are great looking figures, but those fucking guys made it where if you want all of them, you got to buy 4 of them. But they look great. They look great, and I do have one of those coming. But I'm like, what's going to be next? Like, what else are they going to do? I'm assuming they're trying to do, a Jason and a Freddy, all the the major hitters, and I'm just thinking of like how good that is going to look. Have you seen those figures? Those Michael Myers? Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
they're great.
No, I mean, yes. I mean, Mondo does great stuff, and that's just right in their wheelhouse. Yeah. And you can always show those off on this show. I mean, if I'm allowed to show off, Big Trouble in Little China Safubi.
I just forgot that I bought them, and I mean, and I told Peter, I've told this to those guys, like, I don't really like the Halloween movies. Yeah. I think those are my least favorite. I'll watch them, I have fun, but Michael Myers is my least favorite of, that genre. And I still bought it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like still such a good toy.
Yeah.
And the promise of like what that collection can look like. I'm excited about it.
I mean,
so
could you imagine like a Leatherface Safubi and Freddy and Jason and all of them there? I mean, like, it would be amazing.
I really want
Leprechaun.
Oh my! Listen, so I really want a Freddy and a Jason.
Yeah,
I really want a Freddy and Jason, but like Leprechaun, Critters.
Yeah,
I think the
Chucky.
Fly. Oh my god, Chucky would be great. I think the Fly would be an amazing Safubi. Like, I think you could do a real dude if they let Groman do the Fly.
Yeah,
Safubi.
Yeah, you could have a
amazing.
Pennywise. You could have
you could just keep going. Like, it would. I mean, it would be it would be great. Not to get off of talking about Godzilla, but
the Greasy Strangler might be your next one.
Oh my god, I am watching that tonight. I'm gonna make you watch Greasy Strangler in our hotel on the way to Decon.
No,
we've been driving 8 hours watching Greasy Strangler. We're gonna make hot dogs and we're gonna watch Greasy Strangler, and you will realize how disgusting that is when you watch the movie.
Oh man, that's so funny. But thank you for bringing Greasy Strangler into my vernacular, my lexicon. Well, you know what? Maybe one day, the Greasy Strangler franchise will get so big it'll get its own Greasy Strangler Day like Godzilla Day. Maybe.
I hope. Hey, every day is Greasy Strangler Day.
Every day.
Well, listen, we'll stop talking about the stuff that a lot of people maybe don't care about, and we'll talk about Godzilla Day. Jay, I don't know how do you got slides? You got pictures?
Oh, of course. Oh yeah, of course. But I'm gonna come on now.
Well, I'm going to sit back and let you go for it.
Let me present here. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of the display. Presenter view. Present and share screen. And let me know. Boom. Okay. Let's talk a little news first. Look at a little news first. And we will start off with. Oh yeah, I forgot they got greenlit a new Toho film.
I'm over here talking about Greasy Strangler burying the biggest news possible.
I think we probably saw this about the same time that when the emergency announcement little teaser thing popped up. I think we were like, I think I might have been typing it to you when you're sending it to me.
Probably.
And it was, I guess, on the 1st, because it was a couple days before Godzilla Day proper.
Yep.
Which
is kind of weird that they didn't just wait.
They just couldn't wait. They just couldn't do it. It's okay. I get it. It's a big thing to be kind of sitting on, but everybody's freaking out in a good way, and rightfully so, because the big thing is it's Takashi Yamazaki. It is the man that wrote, directed, and gave us those amazing special effects for -1 coming back for a new project, Godzilla, Toho. I love that we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a sequel. We don't know if it's something totally different. We have no idea. Yeah. I love all the guesses. First thing that came to mind, I shot you a note, is like, he was very, at New York Comic Con, he was talking about he would love to do Hedorah. I mean, I think that was probably just a little bit of a, misdirection. Sure. I don't think he's remaking Godzilla versus Hedorah, if I was being honest. But it's really, like, to me, I think the biggest thing that I took away from this is, whether it's a sequel or not, to see him in his style with his VFX, like, to be able to do a kaiju versus kaiju battle fight, I think is really cool and something that I'm looking forward to. But to me, it does not matter what this project ends up being. I'm really pumped. Yeah. Godzilla -1 was good enough that, like, it built that political capital for him from a fandom standpoint. That's like, I'm in no matter what.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's very interesting that they didn't say that it's a sequel or not. And that could just be like that might just be something they don't, maybe it is, and that's just not something they feel like they need to specify, or they just don't care to. But the fact that he didn't come out and specifically say sequel makes me think, like, oh, maybe he's like, oh, I'm going to change direction and do something completely different. But I don't, like you just said, I don't care what the fuck it is. Yeah. I'm into it. I'm here for it. If it is a straight up sequel that starts right where the last one leaves off, hell, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Super excited. You know what else I'm excited about? -1 was made so quickly. It was like you heard about it, and then it felt like, I don't know what the exact timeline was, but it felt like they were like, hey, there's another Godzilla movie coming out. And then, like, 6 months later, there's a trailer. Yeah. Like, it wasn't that long. It's like you heard about it, and then the movie came out within the span of like a year or something.
But it was Godzilla Day to Godzilla Day, right? I think it was announced on Godzilla Day 22 and then released in 23 in November. Yeah. I mean, we don't know how long they were working on it before.
Sure.
But still, like, it did feel, and I love that about it, because it was like, we didn't have to wait very long.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope this isn't the kind of thing where they're like, hey, 3 years from now, we're going to have a Godzilla movie.
We have a concept of a Godzilla.
I don't want to wait. I just want it to happen. Yeah, this is awesome. This is the best news. This is what you hope for every Godzilla Day. Like, we are in, man, we have talked about this probably in every episode, Jay. We are in, like, what feels like the best time for Godzilla. There are toys. There are so many, like, comics coming out. Yeah. There's fucking
games,
movies here. There's movies there. There's the fucking DC universe. McFarlane is putting out a King Kong toy. There's so much. And that's awesome. It's great. I love it.
You know what I hope his announcement is that his movie is actually Godzilla Singular Point 2, and they're gonna just go with a movie for the sequel, and he's gonna direct.
I would 100% be into that. I was, when I was watching those shorts earlier today, I watched the Megalon short, and I love it. Yeah. And I was just like, man, this is so cool to see, like, even though I don't think Megalon works in a serious setting, like, he works better.
They do a good job, though.
It's perfect for a short. But if they were making, like, a serious Heisei style film and Megalon's in it, and he's, like, a badass, it's like, come on. But it's just crazy, man. Like, Megalon, Gigan, it's just like, it's so good to see new versions of these characters and see them. I mean, like, we talked about this before. I talked about this my intro for Godzilla versus Biollante. When you're a kid and you're watching Godzilla versus Megalon all the time, it feels like a thing that is a relic, and it feels like nobody else knows what Jet Jaguar is or would care. So the fact that now as an adult, I'm like, whoa, I'm tired of all the Jet Jaguar stuff coming out. Singular Point toys. He's everywhere.
He's in all the shorts. Yeah.
He got the biggest birthday ever. It's awesome. It's so cool. I love it. So I don't care what this is. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Also, it's like, I mean, you talk about being with entrusted hands, right? Like, I mean, It's gonna be good.
I'm pretty sure this guy owns Godzilla now.
He really is.
Give it to Takashi. Just let him have it.
It's his.
He owns Godzilla now.
Oh, I love that. But hey, man, there were some other cool toy releases that came out before Godzilla Day, and so this is all like leading up to it. The first one. Speaking of the shorts, speaking of those awesome Toho shorts they do on Godzilla Day, remember they did the crowd fund to get a new suit built for Gigan for that short to face off with Godzilla 2004. So X Plus is doing a 30 centimeter series of the 50th anniversary suit. That's kind of cool. Yeah, very cool. So it's built exactly off of that. And this will be pretty pricey. It's a 30 centimeter. So it's $350. And it's going to be the Godzilla store in the US, and it's going to ship in January of next year. So really cool. The shorts are getting some love. Not the last time we'll see a toy based off one of these shorts. That's a little tease for later. The other thing that came out, and this is going to be a Tsuburaya Store online exclusive, and I don't know all the details of if it's only being exclusive or it's just there right now, but we mentioned this, we've teased this, we've talked about it. They mentioned it at Kaiju Go that Max Toy Japan has released their Ultraman Rising and Emmy figures, and these look phenomenal.
Yeah.
These are freaking amazing. And they're just killing it. They're just killing it. And to your point, the toys of this show are awesome, and these are no different.
Great. Yeah.
They do.
I love the Emmy.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And so the last one I put in here because this is a Hakaba Gallery online exclusive, a Graveyard Gallery online exclusive. I know you love US Toys and you love their shampoo bottle series.
Sure do.
This is Gomez, but in a clear blue. How cool is that?
How cool is that toy?
Yeah. So I think this one is up right now on the Graveyard Gallery. So once again, they ship to the US. They use like world shipping as that they use to ship internationally. So guys, I think it's still available as we're recording this, but I could be wrong. But really, really awesome stuff from Max Toy, X Plus, and US Toys, as always.
Yeah, good stuff.
But we also had Hobby Round 31 over the weekend. So this was, I believe, on the 1st and the 2nd. And we know Hobby Round, we've talked about the Hobby Rounds on here a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of vendors and toy makers and stuff, but it does skew a lot towards model kits and stuff, and there are some that are so intense and gorgeous and awesome. We don't do model kits as much, so we don't talk about those as much on the show, but I did want to call out a few really cool pieces from some of the guys that we do talk about a lot, like Marasan. And we could have done a whole show on Hobby Round 31. There's that much kaiju stuff, but really wanted to focus on a couple cool ones. They have another version of the Shin Godzilla coming out, the light blue version. So we've seen the clear red, we've seen the dark blue, now we have a light blue, we have the pink and blue secret color one that I shared, we have the Aurora one that was based off the Yuji Kaida image. Yeah, they're getting some really good ones. And they have a clear yellow with green and a clear yellow with red spray, and then the split spray. A lot of cool stuff coming out with the Shin Godzilla from Marasan. So this is just the latest. So really cool stuff there. They also tapped into their classic, the old 66 Marasan release, and they're doing this cool Showa Ivory version, which is red, blue, and it almost looks like glow-in-the-dark vinyl, but it's actually
looks like a popsicle.
Ivory. Yeah.
It looks like the rocket popsicle.
Yeah, bomb pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool colorway. And they have some slight variations on this where there's like blue and red, and then like there's somewhere like the blue goes down more over the face. There's a couple different variations. Really cool stuff. And this is a 350 series as well. And then they're doing another 450 Canagon, and this one they're doing Aurora style. We love when things are packed full of cellophane. So Canagon needed some an Aurora treatment, so he got one here at Hobby Round 31. So those were the three big highlights from Marasan at Hobby Round, and I thought they were all really, really cool.
Yeah, love these. Like they're all great. I want
put them on the shelf. But there were some other cool ones as well released. So,
oh my.
Yes. So,
okay. I've seen two. I've seen two of these.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first time seeing the tanks.
Yes. Okay. So
amazing.
The Sanda and Gaira are another release of Shima X, and these are the battle damage versions. So these are the middle size. They only made 90 of these. These are great. They did these wonderful. Nothing more to say. This is just kind of a new colorway.
Yeah.
The second one is Shima X partnered with Isanari, which is a kind of a big box toy producer over there, and they did a painted version, a jumbo blood-eating version, if you will, is what they call it, of Yamato no Orochi, from the Brush of God. And this thing is gigantic. It's like 24 inches long. It's about $1,000.
It's $100 per head.
More than that. Yes. So very, very cool.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It's so cool. And then so these Godzilla tanks. Now, I had to do a lot of translating of these because they were from something called Workshop Gen. And I what I could tease from it, and I'm sure some model kit aficionados would know this. It sounds like it's one dude who is just a big time model builder, modeler and stuff. And he kind of created these from disparate parts from other models and created these Godzilla and Rodan tanks and is selling them at Hobby Round, but they're awesome and they're like $15.
$15. We have to get these.
I gotta find these. I don't know how
we have to get them. Yeah.
But like you follow, if you can follow him on X or Instagram or whatever, like he has a lot of other cool like model kit type stuff. But then these things, I was like, oh my gosh, these are the most amazing.
They almost look like the little finger puppet.
100%
Kaiju.
Yeah. But I think those are like little remote control tank model tanks. It's so cool. But I had to put them on there because they were just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. Because I was like, I need to have one more spot here. And there was like all these gorgeous. There's a gorgeous Gomora model, a gorgeous Godzilla model. And I'm like, you know what? We've seen enough of that. Yeah. We need Godzilla's head just plastered to a tank.
Tanks.
And non-Caractix tanks because Caractix does so many good ones. So that was kind of all the pre-Godzilla Day stuff. So let's talk a little Godzilla Day. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that dropped. We are by no means going to be able to cover all of it. There is apparel and games, you name it, food and drinks and hamburgers and everything that are all Godzilla themed that were released across the world. So we'll talk stuff that probably fits mostly in with our show and talk about these. But we have to talk about the big one. Every year, Bandai, does the big ballot to who will get the movie monster series treatment. Mm-hmm. And this year, our boy won it. The giant condor is finally going to be immortalized in soft vinyl.
So crazy.
The Bandai movie monster series. So congrats to the giant condor and his family and his friends and his agent and everything. Wonderful stuff.
It's been too long.
But Bandai wasn't done. They're like, hey, you know what? Like, we voted on these last year, and there's a couple that didn't win. There's 5 that didn't win. Let's make them anyway. Awesome. Throw them in a box, call it the Dream 5 box, and sell it on the U.S. store, on the Japanese Godzilla store, and everything. So right now, you can get that collection of 5 2023 fan vote runners-up in this Dream 5 box set for only $160.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and you get an Anguirus, you get a Ghidorah 64, you get a Mecha Godzilla, you get a Kamacuras, and you get a Gabara.
Hey, is it worth? Do you think it's worth that $160 to buy this just for the Gabara and then sell the other 4 figures?
Yeah, the Gabara and the box. The box art is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean it's so cool. But yes, the Gabara is so good. Amazing stuff. So Bandai just. Every year I've loved seeing who wins the ballot and what other ones are on there and stuff. Some very cool stuff there. That's a really cool thing that they do on Godzilla Day. But hey, they also made yet another. It seems like every time we talk about Bandai, we have to mention something that's covered in gold. These figures, I just feel like it's a never-ending release of these. So here's some new ones. The Godzilla -1 Memorial Gold Edition. You can pre-order it now on Godzilla.com in the US. This is the movie monster series version. But they also, from their action figure line, the action figure series that has more articulation and such, it's $42. It's not quite to like Monster Arts quality. It's, in that kind of middle area. And they have the special gold edition. Once again, these are both at Godzilla.com. You can pre-order them. So really cool stuff there from Bandai. I'm sure they're pumping these out like left and right. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they had these on display at New York Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Cool stuff.
Real cool stuff. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of somebody you probably saw a lot of at New York Comic Con, Super 7, they have a lot of stuff going out, and I thought this year they had a pretty good Godzilla Day. I think they had some really cool stuff. Yeah, we've seen where it's hinted at the Space Godzilla, the movie poster version, the Ultimates movie poster version, really really cool. The Arai version of Space Godzilla thing looks great. Looks wonderful.
Yeah.
They have the charging version of Godzilla -1, which we've seen for a while. It's up for pre-order right now. Ultimate, that's great. Then another Shogun Godzilla Ultimates. This was a green metallic. Fine, great. Ultimates are fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Reaction continues to be where they get it, man. And they're really pumping out some really cool stuff. I think the Jet and Godzilla handshake was just a home run.
Yeah.
I think getting the Godzilla doing the Shie, doing the victory dance, is also another home run.
I agree.
And I think that's a great figure. It's a memorable moment of Godzilla. It's great. And they did a wonderful job, and to be able to get it for $20, like, it's just really cool. They had a couple other cool releases, kind of repaints of existing sculpts that we've seen. The orange and glow in the dark, the orange and glow Marasan J-Tail. Apparently, and I didn't know this, this is modeled after a collaboration with Super 7 and Marasan did back in the day.
Okay.
On something. So really cool that they went with the orange. I mean, I just thought it was like a Super 7's orange, the logo. So it's like, okay. But very cool. They released a 50th anniversary Mechagodzilla and a 60th anniversary Ghidorah in this really cool green, metallic blue, orange, kind of vintage style Sofubi colorway. Very cool. Once again, Reaction are killing it. They had a couple exclusives for the retailer box lunch. So if you're in any mall that's still around, probably gonna have a box lunch in it. And they had a very cool clear metallic Mechagodzilla 74 and a gold metallic King Ghidorah 64. And once again, these are exclusive to the retailer box lunch. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, these are cool. I love this Space Godzilla. I'm a little confused as why they're not just straight up calling it the Trendmasters version, because that's what it is. But it looks great, and I think it will look great next to, if you own the Mondo Trendmaster version or the Trendmaster Space Godzilla, which I own both of those because it's one of the best toys. And I know Kyle at Super 7, that's one of his favorite childhood toys of all time. We've talked about it. So I know he had like a good time. He's probably really proud to be able to put this figure out. I haven't been keeping up with the Ultimates. This is one, if I saw it in person, I'd probably pick that up. Yeah. The 65, the dance. Yeah. That's a must buy.
It's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
The reactions, I pick and choose, like kind of like you, just like the ones that stand out, I'll pick them up. Sometimes I see them at a Target and I'll grab one, but that 65 is gonna come home with me.
I mean, could you imagine a cool setup where you have the Mondo Space Godzilla, the Trendmaster Space Godzilla, the old Super 7 Space Godzilla with the Arai poster behind it?
Oh man.
I mean, it would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then Super 7 wasn't done. They also released, I thought this was kind of cool, these retailer exclusive blind boxes, but the series they did, the metallic series, and that Gigan, that black with the glittery sparkle,
it's great.
That's the one that like really stuck out. And then the Megalon would be a close second.
I like I think the metallic reactions look better than the regular one. They look great to me. The paint jobs it's really stand out.
Yep. And then we got some more Shoguns, a clear, a metallic, the Burning Shogun, the Popey Shogun, all that good stuff. So that'll be a Walmart exclusive. And the metallics will be exclusive to Target.
Cool.
So, yeah, really cool stuff there. Super 7, kudos, did a really good stuff. And, I mean, the reaction stuff is wonderful. It really is.
It is.
And I'm glad that we're getting really kind of deep cuts for $20.
I love it.
A deep cut Godzilla stuff. And that's neat. It speaks to their love of the franchise. Okay. So let's talk Mondo. I think Mondo also had a damn good Godzilla day.
Mm-hmm.
The All Monsters Attack, they've done a couple variants. The Spring Glow version is beautiful.
I think it might be the best one.
I know. So
I was kind of bummed. I was like, fuck. I was like, do I buy this and then sell the one I have coming, or do I just stick with, because this is beautiful.
So what I'm gonna do, Jake, and this is what I told myself. So there's a few left. They're only making, I think, 200 of these. So it was still on Godzilla. This is Mondo. This was on Godzilla Store on the US, Godzilla.com. I told myself, if this is still available after we record tonight, I think I am gonna buy this one and sell the ones I just got, because I'm trying to do one. But to me, here's the thing. I love this colorway, but I also like having a Gabbara in this color.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. It's like
there's not enough Gabbaras out there to be going for like the crazy It's like you kind of want the regular.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
it's a storm.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Some thunder. I get that, and I understand that completely. It's a hard choice.
It is.
It's a good looking set.
It is. Great job on the colorway, Mondo. Great job, kind of doing a nice. It's it's not the Yozakura, kind of cherry blossom. It's not that. It's not. It's a different enough, and it's very cool.
I like that it's still got the green in it.
Yep.
For Gabbard. Yeah, beautiful.
It's cool. The second thing was, we've talked about this one a lot. It's just finally awesome that it was released and we could buy it, and it sold out relatively quickly. Great for them is Mondo's partnership with Octeil and Octeil of Kaiju Cream fame, and this is his Godzilla UFO, and I absolutely adore this figure. It's the flying saucer, it's the proportions of it, it's his face, his expression. Everything about this figure is wonderful, and kudos to Mondo for yet another release, and kudos to Octeil for his work on this one. It's just great.
Yeah, I like the sculpt here a lot too. I actually I fucked around and didn't buy this, and then I just didn't think about it selling out, and just didn't buy it. And then I was like, oh, it's sold out. But I think that's okay because I'm pretty confident they're going to just put this out in multiple colors.
Yeah.
So, and the coloration here, I'm not in love with it. So I don't mind waiting for the next release, but I will pick one of these up at some point because I do think it's so different from anything else that anybody's doing. And I think the sculpt's great.
It's one thing to mention, I always went with the approach with Mondo as they got into the Godzilla line of I got the first one, almost every one. I almost try to get the first one because I just don't want them to not release another one and me not get it.
Yeah.
And I think I probably need to stop doing that because everything they're pretty
at this point. Yeah, you pretty much know it. Even to kind of move on to the bowl. Yeah. They had a blue bowl. They had this in blue at New York Comic Con, and I hadn't even seen the red one, so I thought the blue one was first, and then it was oh wait, but the red one's coming out. So the Destroy Monster. I love that it has the monsters carved into the side. This tiki bowl, this scorpion bowl, and the real fire shooting out of the the head. It just is a cool thing, and I did pre-order this. I did grab this, and this is still on Mondo Shop as we speak, I believe. I think I want to wait for the blue one. I really like the blue one. I don't buy tiki stuff. I'm not a tiki guy.
Me neither.
But I really want to eat ramen out of this. I said that on the other episode, and I this is what I said to Peter and Hector when I was holding this thing in person. It is big. It is this big. You can put dumplings in his mouth, or you can put soy sauce in his mouth, and literally eat ramen out of this fucking thing. It's that big. So I need to do. I just need to do that. I'm gonna take this with me to ramen restaurants and say, "Here, put my ramen in.
Bring your own bowl, man." Yeah.
And if you say no, I'm just gonna pour it in. So just do it.
I love that. I'm trying to think of would I display it what I can put in it. I don't know. There has to be some toys or something I can put in there. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
No, but Mondo, I like that Mondo does all the stuff is really cool, and they did some amazing stuff, and they continue to really just kind of rock and roll with this Godzilla license. So kudos to the team over there. And this is something that you sent me. I actually missed this on Godzilla Day. I think you sent it to me the day after. Was their partnership with Santa Cruz, the skateboard decks and stickers and apparel, and I just love. I am the furthest thing from a skateboard person in the world. Sure. But you do have to love the art that's part of this. It is amazing. The Shin Godzilla one is so cool. But yeah, some of these designs, and then as it translates to their apparel, the shirts and the hats and the stickers and everything, it looks great.
So good, dude. Yeah, I love all of this. I like all this imagery. The burning Godzilla board looks so good. Yeah, it just all looks great. The hand logo, the Mechagodzilla hand logo, I love the way that looks, and that's a play on like a skateboarding thing. So it all looks good, man. This is all. There's even like a little Godzilla.
Oh yeah, I was about to say my favorite's the little Godzilla with the space Godzilla under it. Yeah, 100%.
Love this stuff. I think a lot of it sold out pretty quickly.
Yes, I think the Shin Godzilla was the only thing left on the Godzilla store. I think. I loved the one that had all the Showa era monsters on. It had Godzilla and like Ghidorahs are wrapped around them, and it has like it has all. I mean, they all were good. They all were good.
Yeah,
there's nothing. Yeah, nothing bad there. So just a lot of really cool stuff. But there were some other kind of, let's call them miscellaneous things that I thought were fun to talk about. So one is I'm really thinking about getting this watch. It's with Meister, Godzilla 70th anniversary, the Ambassador watch. They did a Shin one in the 54. This is like the 54, so it's that grayscale. Looks so cool. You can pre-order it on Godzilla.com right now. Very very cool stuff. I love all the Godzilla watches. I thought the stuff they did with Arbiter Studios was really neat. It's custom keyboards and like the little keycaps, and I put keycaps. Can't type apparently. And then there's some mouse pads and other things like that. Really cool stuff there. That's really just kind of fun and goofy and just different than you normally would see. Then we've talked about the 3-0 from Hong Kong, the Kaiju series, and their release of Godzilla 74. This is it's so cool. It comes with like the electrical
really
things.
Cool.
Very cool stuff. And so you can pre-order that right now on Godzilla.com for $170. And then U2s. We've seen these. They're really cool. All these little like 4-inch figures that they do. They're cartoony and silly. You can pre-order them right now. The Hedera was the show stealer for me in this one. Sure. Looks so good. And yeah, but a lot of cool, like just different things for different people for different price points, different, apparel or gadgets or toys or prints or skateboards, doesn't matter. They have you covered on Godzilla Day.
Yeah. And I mean, even like Mondo did posters too.
Of course. Yes.
So much stuff here. The watch I hadn't seen, the keyboards are awesome. It's just, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, literally, there was Cavity Colors had a couple 54s that they released specifically for this shirts. There were stuff that was exclusive to like FYE and Books A Million. There's the big news that Gamera and Gauss are coming back to Godzilla Battle. Is it Battle Line is the mobile game? There's so much stuff. Like we obviously, and I love that people love that stuff. We try to focus in on some of the stuff that's more kind of what we did. But yeah, it's Godzilla Day does not disappoint. No. They really do come up with some good stuff. And then, of course, we got to talk about this. And I think this is, barring when they announce, like, oh, there's going to be a new Godzilla movie. Other than that, to me, Godzilla Day is all about the shorts.
Same.
And, at first I was bummed that they only were going to do the Suitmation one. And of that and animated, that's the one, obviously,
that's the one you want. Like, I want them both, but it's like, okay.
But the only reason is the animated ones last 2 years have been so good. Gigan Rex, the Megalon, and I just thought like, oh my gosh, that's going to be great. So when we only got one, I was bummed. But then they just jam-packed it with, they have Ghidorah, they have Godzilla, they have Jet. So like they did not short us on content, even though it was only the one live action. So thoughts?
I mean, it's great, dude. You put the screenshot up here, and the only thing that I have been able to think about since I watched this is Gigan armed Jet Jaguar. It is the best thing ever. I love it. It's like, why didn't anybody ever think of this before? It's just so cool to have him have like kind of interchangeable arms, and the fact that they made it Gigan arms, it just looks. It's such a good callback to that, movie and that character, and it fits so perfectly. It looks so good. I loved it, dude. It is like kind of not in a bad way, but it is so weird watching these shorts and having, like classic looking Jet Jaguar. You got
Godzilla 2004.
Yeah, Godzilla
and
2004.
And GMK Ghidorah.
It's like, it is so weird, but man, it just feels so good. And I've said this anytime we've talked about these shorts, really makes me miss getting like a classic Suitmation film. I really wish, I know it's coming at some point. Somebody's going to do it. It's going to happen. But I really want a full length Suitmation Godzilla movie again.
Same.
And these shorts prove.
Yeah. Oh,
that.
There's something there. Well, I mean, and the fact that, I mean, it's almost like an extra, they're like almost dangling the carrot in front of us even more, because these shorts are, there's a continuation here.
Yeah.
You know, he defeats Gigan 2 years ago. So, you know, they get the Gigan claws. Then, you know, he battles Jet. And then, you know, then Ghidorah shows up. Dun, dun, dun. And then this year, him and Jet are battling Ghidorah. And then we have the call back to the Gigan one.
Yeah.
I hope it happens. I hope we get something. In the interim, these shorts are great and they're wonderful. What did you think specifically about this one? And obviously the very, very sad ending.
It does have kind of a weird ending. But I like it. I just, you know, like these are so exciting to me. And I noticed watching like rewatching some of the other shorts today, I noticed that you get a couple of them. Like, is it I can't remember if it's the Megalon animated short where at the end Godzilla falls over and that's how it ends. It's like he's so exhausted. It's like he passes out and then the credits roll and it's like, oh, they do a couple endings like that. But no, dude, I like this so much. And I know I was talking about wanting to see, I want these on physical media, Blu-ray, and that was announced too, right?
Yes, that was, yes. And that's for like not that expensive. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. They're just going to throw all these on. Like, that's awesome. But also it makes me wonder, like, so next year they're going to have to put out another one because like they all fit together. They're gonna, you know, they do a couple more of these. It's gonna be, you know, what are they, 10 minutes a piece or something? Yeah. So you already got like 30 minutes basically. You already got like a 30-minute.
50 because they have the first one where it's just Godzilla. Then they have the Hedorah one. Then they have the Gigan one. Then they have the Jaguar one. And then they have this one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So you already basically have a film.
Yeah, you have like a made-for-TV movie.
God, I hope they put. It would be cool if they just put them together, take out the credits, make them seamless, just put it together as a fucking movie. No, I thought this was great. Jay, what did you think?
I loved it. I thought, to me, it was. I think they made, you know, 2001 King Ghidorah not only being like good, which was jarring at the time,
it's hard to do that.
Yeah, it was not. The best of all the Ghidorahs, right? I think they did a good job making him more of a badass in this one, and the different color beams. I know you mentioned that before. Like, yeah, and I think he was very credible as a foe, as he always is. I thought they did a really good job there. I love the interplay between Godzilla and Jet. So good. So like,
you get the thumbs up.
Oh my God, you had to have it. But to me, like you, none of that matters. It could have been. They could have missed on all of that. When you see the planes, the helicopters bringing in the G claws, the Gigan claws, and they put them on, I'm just like, where has this been all my life? Where has this been all my life?
Yes.
And because it makes, like, you know, Jet doesn't have any like major like projectile weapons and, you know, whatever. I mean,
which is weird. You would think they would just give him
robot.
You would think they would just make him Ultraman, you know?
I know, right? So like, he doesn't get to shoot a Specium Ray at anybody, but now they gave him the Gigan side on top of his, basically ability to have like human movement and not as, whatever, like, and doing awesome kicks and, Kamen Rider kicks like he did in the other short. I just think it makes it awesome. And it makes him even more of a, like a legit, like, protector and a really cool. But no, I loved it. I was sad to see, how he had to sacrifice himself, but also I loved the little throwback to Legendary when he's running and he holds the claw out and Godzilla lights it up with the radiation, like he does Kong's axe. I was like, that's awesome.
That's so good. And it also reminded me of like, something one of the animated shorts does where Godzilla kind of uses his atomic power to like charge his arms up when he's punching Megalon, and it's like, what? Why have we never had him do this before? You know?
I thought there was just so much. There's nothing but smiles and happiness that come out of this. But was sad to see Jet, have to sacrifice himself to get Ghidorah defeated. But hey, it is what it is, and who knows? I have a feeling Jet will be back because it's Jet. It's Jet.
Yeah. Everybody loves Jet.
Everybody loves Jet.
Who's up next?
So, it's 5. It's 2025. So that's Invasion of Astro Monster. So that could be Ghidorah, Rodan, the Zillions. That would be great.
Right.
Then in 75, you have Terror of Mechagodzilla. So Titanosaurus would be a unique one there.
Sure.
85, obviously, like in Japan, it's 84, but 85, on the US, I don't know what they'll do there. And then 95 is Destroya. And then 2005, nothing. So,
well, it will be really
Titanosaurus.
interesting. Titanosaurus would be great, and it will be really interesting if they do an animated short this time and have Godzilla Jr. go back up against Destroya.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Really great. Yeah,
that would be really good, dude. Holy, another Destroy. Oh,
because that's the Godzilla from Godzilla versus Destroya.
It is 100. I didn't even think. Oh man. That would be really cool.
Have a little rematch.
Because they can bring back. I mean, Destroy is one of those monsters you could easily bring back a different variant of it. That would be cool.
Just use the Godziban puppet.
Yeah. Oh, man, done. But Titanosaurus. I mean, I doubt that suit's still available, so we're gonna have to crowdfund that. But Titanosaurus in one of these Suitmation ones, what the hell happens next? I mean, it'd be amazing.
Well, if they did Titanosaurus in animation, they would end up doing sort of like they did with Gigan, and they'll update it and they'll make him actually use his tail fin, or maybe he'll actually produce tornadoes instead of just being on the poster. I don't know.
That would be cool. So I think that's going to be an interesting one next year. They could go a lot of different directions. I hope that the Zillions and like Miss Namakawa and the controller of Planet X are a big part of it next year. 60 years since those guys, so I think that would be really cool. To have that featured heavily into the shorts and everything. I mean, they could come in and They could come in and revive Ghidorah or whatever, bring Rodan into it. They could do something really cool. But yeah, so that was good. Oh yeah, but you know what, Jake? I mentioned earlier that it wasn't just the crowdfunded suit for Gigan that got toy form from one of these shorts. Oh, we got it! Bandai Movie Monster Series, the Godzilla Festival 5 short edition Jet Jaguar with G-Claw and Thumbs Up.
Hey, I'm buying 2 so I can.
Oh, you have to
have them in both.
Oh my god,
this is amazing. This is awesome. This is all I want.
The cool thing is you can obviously get the Godzilla 2004 in Bandai. You can get King Ghidorah 2001 Bandai. Like, you can have this battle all over again now that you have Jet with G-Claw. This is great. So it's not going to come out until next May. You can pre-order them now, but already I'm going and putting in 2025 figure of the year conversation right here. G-Claw Bandai, until X Plus does one of these, or I really hope Marasan, you can just buy like the G-Claw attachment to put on your Jet Jaguar 450 or something.
That would be great. Yeah, just the arms. You pop the arms off or something.
Just the arm. But yeah, so that is what we got,
stuff,
my friend.
Man. Hey, a lot of really great stuff this year. If anybody's listening, go watch those shorts. Go check Super 7, Mondo. Go check all these sites out. There's so much good stuff happening for Godzilla right now. Go to Target, buy those Ultraman figures that are on the shelf.
Get a blind box from Super 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of great shit out there right now. Jay, you want to talk about what's happening next week? You want to just mention it, or?
Oh, a little bit about DesignerCon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we, as you guys know, we're going to DesignerCon next week, which is awesome. And the Wii, because of some changes and stuff, how life happens, making his DesignerCon debut as well. Is the Tattoo Titan of Tokusatsu, Mr. Jacob Walsh. He's coming to DCon.
It's me. I'm going.
Flights booked, everything. He's going to be going. He's going to be helping out Toku Toy Town. I'm super excited. It's going to be wonderful. And we are going to rock and roll and hopefully not spend all of our money on awesome vinyl toys.
That's good.
So we'll be excited to see all the the crazy cats out there, and all of just the ridiculously amazing amount of really cool toys and art and everything that Decon. I'm just so excited.
Yeah, me too, Jay. Actually, I'm really happy about the way this is turning out, and never been to Decon before. Have only been to Las Vegas once. I'm so excited to make you go to all the Leprechaun 3 filming locations while we're out there. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see everybody we know. To see all the toys. I'm legitimately super excited. I'm also really excited about driving. I like that. So, dude, it's gonna be good, man. We'll have a good. We'll put a video together. It'll be fun.
And if anybody has any awesome podcast recommendations for us to have on our mini hours out there, send them our way.
I'm making Jay watch Greasy Strangler at some point.
Not while driving.
Jay's you're driving, I'm holding the phone. I'm like, Jay, watch this part. This part's extra greasy.
Extra greasy. I love it. I love it. Oh man. But yeah, I'm really pumped for next week. I think it's going to be super great. And Decon, it's going to be great anyway, but the fact that we know a lot of the people that'll be there, but just to be, we get a little bit of it at G Fest, but I was telling you, like, having M1, Marathon, Sun Guts, Max Toy, all these companies that we love and we spend so much of our money, like, just literally there next to each other, and be like, I'll take that, and I'll take that, I'll take that. That's it's a really cool experience. And just to see other people get so excited to see that stuff too is really cool. And so I'm pumped, and hopefully I'll have some good pickups, and hopefully people will stop by and buy some really cool stuff at Tokyo Toy Town, because we're excited because we're getting the exclusives from our buddies over at Chazbro Toys. We have 2 cool exclusive variants of Star Monkey Go, which is my favorite of all the Chazbro releases. I love it so much. We're getting the Midnight Climax version, and the Stardust variant are going to be exclusives. They're only 13 of each one.
Wow.
And they're going to be a Decon exclusive. Decon is so cool seeing DesignerCon share it out. We were on the website with the Star Monkey Go. So cool. So I'm excited for Chaz. He's going to be there. So hopefully he'll be in the booth. And so if you stop by and pick one up, you can meet the creator of them. They're really awesome.
I might bring my Emperor Antonio outfit and just wear that.
Please. I can bring my Ichiro. And should we cosplay one day just in pure Godzilla cosplay?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that would be amazing. That would be great.
Hey, it's gonna be great. Good Godzilla Day, good stuff. Listen, I know it's not fun to listen to a podcast and have to hear the host cough, so I'm gonna apologize for the coughing that I've been doing throughout this episode. I can't help it. I'm a human being, but I'm sorry, because I know it's probably not fun. Jay, you got anything else, or you want?
I do not, my friend. I do not,
dude. Let's get the fuck out of here and come say hi at Decon, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. Bye.